Okay guys, welcome to another video response. This is to Novabug, his Friday Foursome. Chris asks you to name 4 games based on a particular subject. I think it's every month. It's not always every month he does this. This month is name, it's not even your favourites, it's just talk about 4 games that tie in to the subject matter. Now this month it's movie tie-ins. Now I was sitting thinking, I thought I can't think of any game, any movie tie-ins bar the ones that Ocean brought out on 8 bits and 16 bits. And to be honest, I was never a fan of I was never really a fan of any of these games. Even like Robocop. I mean, I know Robocop was I think it was in the charts, like the 8-bit charts for, I don't know, 2 years, something ridiculous like that. I was never a big fan of that. I mean, I had moved on to the 16-bit by the time these ones came out. But yes, I was never a fan of the Ocean tie-ins. I mean, they were definitely the king of movie tie-ins, certainly in the sort of early days. But it's only when I was actually looking at my games I realised just how many movie tie-ins there actually are. It's quite incredible. I mean, when you even think back, you know, on the 8 bits, the early stuff, there was stuff like Rambo, you know, probably ones even before that. So anyway, the first one I'm going to talk about is it shares the same name as a film. The first game that came out, I think, was really based on the film. The second one, not quite so much, and it's Dune 2. I'll try and put a wee link up there if I can find something. Dune 2 was obviously based on the Dune movie. I think, did it have Sting in it? I don't think I've ever actually seen the film itself. Did it have Sting, or was it David Bowie, or am I thinking of something completely different? You know, I can't remember, it doesn't matter. But yeah, Dune 2, it was basically, to me, it was the first game that you had to like mine stuff, and then you mined stuff, and then you had to, like, it was like resource management. You had to mine for, you know, ores and that kind of stuff, which then gave you money to build things. It was like a resource management game. That was the very first one that I can think of. I played it on the Amiga, and I played it for a long time. And that game then led on to me playing what other stuff? Warcraft, Command and Conquer. Oh, there was all these other ones. So yeah, I absolutely loved Dune 2 to bits. It was one of these games you could think to yourself, right, I'll just play one level, and then 4 hours later, you know what I mean, it was just an absolute time drain. But great game, happy memories playing that. So Dune 2. Before I go on to my second game, I'm just going to look at a few games that I've actually found that are indeed movie tie-ins. Not specifically, but I know my good mate Dean will like that. Star Wars Battlefront on the Xbox, the original Xbox. I've not actually played that yet. I only got it a few months ago. I've got that one, and I've also got the other one, which is the first one, Battlefront. That's the original. It looks really nice. Looks really nice. I'm looking forward to playing that. Other ones that are definitely worthy of a mention. Rocky, which is an excellent fighting game. £2.99, who'd have thought? Yeah, I played the original Rocky on, I think it was the Xbox as well. But there's that. There's also Ghostbusters, this is an Xbox 360 one. Actually really good. It's a really good game. I'll need to play it again. I never got that far in it. I need to crack on again. But anyway, game number 2 I'm going to talk about is, I've just looked at it there, Ghostbusters. Now, not that one, I'm going to talk about the original Ghostbusters, released in, I think it was 1984, 1985, programmed by David Crane, released by Activision. I did do a video fairly recently of the game. You know, revisiting it sort of, you know, 30 odd years later, you realise that it's a very simple, I mean, it's just little mini games. There's not a whole lot to the game. Each little stage is very simplistic, but it's one of these it's a perfect example of, you know, when you add all the wee mini games up to one, you get a really, really good fun game. I mean, obviously on the C64 it had absolutely killer music, it had the speech as well. I spent a lot of time playing the game, probably like most people. Yeah, looking at it now, you would say it's very, very basic, but it was a great game. It was, in my mind, one of the best sort of tie-ins, movie tie-ins of its time. I mean, it was one of the early ones. I know obviously Ocean came out and did a lot of stuff like the Untouchables and RoboCop. Oh, there was hundreds of games by them. But yeah, Ghostbusters, loved it to bits. Looking at it now, it's probably not aged particularly well, but you know, for its time, it was a hugely fun game. That's my second game. Third game, I am going to go now. This probably sounds really, really stupid. It's a game I've not actually played yet, but I've always wanted to get it. And again, Dean raved about it, and I went out and got it for the Xbox. It's The Warriors. Now, you know, The Warriors is an iconic movie. If you're a certain age, you know, ages of myself, you'll remember The Warriors. I mean, this was before Sky Television. It was basically when video recorders first came out. You know, to get a film on TV, you had to wait for years and years, maybe 12 years after a film came out, you get to see it on the TV. But when the sort of VHS or Betamax video players came out, there was a whole industry sprung up called video shops, and they basically hired out videos for sale. They hired out videos just to watch. You paid £3, £2, and then you had to return it. What was quite funny, I was watching a Peter Kay clip on YouTube the other day, and he was talking about video shops, and he says that you had to return the film by, it was like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and if you didn't return it in time, you got fined. You had to basically pay to keep it for another night, and you also got fined if you didn't rewind the tape. And that's all true. Quite funny now. And in the days, or you know, when you think what we've got now, streaming video, it sounds archaic to actually drive somewhere to hire a film, but that's what we did. And anyway, I'm going right off topic. The Warriors was a cult film for people my age. It was an amazing film. It's still a great film. It's not, I always remember thinking it was stupidly violent, but when you look at it now, you realise it's not that violent at all. So yeah, that is game number 3. Yeah, and for those who are observant, you'll probably tell I have changed. Yeah. Right, anyway, to finish this off, game number 4, I'm going to pick, it's got to be the most iconic game tied into a film. It's probably the most iconic film, and it says it's probably the game that's best remembered, and probably the favourite video game for a lot of people, and it's Star Wars Arcade. I'll put a wee link up there to it. I've not really had much an opportunity to play the game other than on the home versions, which weren't, you know, they didn't compete with the arcade one. The thing about the arcade one, it was a lavishly large cockpit that was kind of, well, it was in the shape of a TIE fighter, but you know, it was a sit-down cockpit. The surround sound, the huge big screen, the proper voice acting of all the characters. It just put you right in, you know, in the film. Because it's vector, I don't think the game has aged at all. It still looks glorious. I did have a shot of it. When did I have a shot of it? I had a shot of it at Play Glasgow last year, albeit the stand-up one. But it's such a glorious game. It's got the proper yoke kind of controls. You know, they really went to town to try and make you feel like you're in the film. You know, with all the sound effects, R2D2, C3PO, all the actual proper voice actors as well. So an absolute phenomenal game. You know, to my mind, it is the best movie tie-in for a game. So anyway guys, that is it. I will put a link to Chris's video down below, And as usual, thank you very much for watching.